Mute the music because later damn loud. Hello, hello. How many of us? How many of them are live with us today? Okay, that's my screen a bit L lah. You see? But just mute the sound. Wait. Okay, let me there. I'll try again.
The slide is not.
Okay. Is it showing that one?
Try your service.
Oh, you go to the current live. This one. Yo, how many of us are live with us today? Can you like post a comment if you can see the slides? I'm supposed to be sharing my screen. Wait, let's see if I can share my screen right now. Can you see my screen? Okay.
You try to stream the.
This one. Okay, wait, let me try this again. Yeah.
Already got to stream.
Okay. It's weird though. Uh, Slides. Share screen. I can't stream yet. Why now?
You want to.
Okay, seems like we have a technical issue with the slides. So I'm just going to try to present our slides. I'm going to try this. Just give me a few moments. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Should work right now. Oh shit. Yo, Kaimin, what's up? My good friend. Right. Hey, you're supposed to be seeing the slides. All right. Okay. Are you all able to? Are you able to see the slides? It should. But can you hear me, right?
Yes. About it.
Okay. Right. Okay. So let's give it another 5 minutes, then we can go live. So today's session is going to be really simple. We're going to be going through the first challenge of the scaffold eat. It's going to be really simple. Just running your hard hat chain and like just going through some very basic commands. How to run like a simple NFT. It's not a marketplace, but just to mint NFT, transfer NFT. It's going to be really fun stuff. So yeah, stay tuned. Think I can. Let me see if I can go to these slides. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll do some introduction later, so we can just chill for a bit while we wait for the others to come in. Right. So today we have one of our production team members here. It's Thomas. It's Thomas here.
Hi,
Yeah.
my name is Thomas.
Thomas is here with us today. He's also going to be co-learning with us. So yeah, let's hope today is a fun one. I think you can post in the group.
I post in the group.
Can lah. Yeah. Maybe you can just like roughly check on your phone lah, macam can hear the audio clearly and all. I think it should be fine. Yo, Junwei is here today. Mr. Azuki, Azuki, the guy who bought Azuki at a high price and sold it at a low price. 2 more minutes, then we will start. Then I'll let you all know what to prepare and things like that. Today's going to be a really simple stuff, so no hardcore stuff yet. Oh, oops. Might have got that wrong. Okay, 2 more minutes, 2 more minutes. It's actually graduation today in APU, so everyone is like downstairs. It's like quite quiet up here. Okay, 1 more minute. All right, we are officially going to start with the second episode of the Build Your Own Stuff workshop series. So, like every other workshops that I've done so far and that I'm going to do in the future, okay, so Kaimin wants to say Mantap BCC. Okay, oh Mantap BCC. Woo. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to do a bit of self-introduction for those of you who do not know me. So of course you like to know who's going to be like going through the stuff with you today. I'm Yudhishthra Sukumaran. I'm currently doing cybersecurity degree at Asia Pacific University. I'm currently in year 2 Sem 1. I just finished my assignment submissions and things like that. And at Etherscan, I'm an operations associate where I'm primarily working on improving the developer experience around the API services and also doing a cybersecurity task, primarily like checking for exploits and vulnerabilities that are available in like some of our websites. At the same time, I'm also the Vice President of Public Relations and External Affairs of the APU Blockchain and Cryptocurrency Club, where I help to handle partnerships and like handle our club branding and some of the among many things. And I'm also a scholar of the Copy DAO, where we're aiming to get non-technical people into the Web3 space because we understand that everyone have something special to contribute, right? And we want to help you realize that potential. We are still a small community, we are growing, but yeah, we have many more steps to go. So for each of these organizations that I'm a part of, you can actually check out our social media. You can that is their handle. So at the CopyDAO at APUBCC, do give us a follow. They're doing lots of amazing stuffs, and we would like you to support us in our journey. So far, I've joined about just about 15 hackathons and probably more. I lost count. And in those hackathons, I won about 18 awards. And I would like to bring my experience and share my knowledge with more students like you guys. So if you want to know more about winning hackathons in general or just how does hackathon works, do DM me. Or you can just get my contact by scanning the QR code on the bottom right here. So that's my digital card. Right, next. Now, before we get into the second episode, let's do a bit of recap on what we learned in the first version of the Build Your Own Stuff workshop. So we went through some Solidity basics. We learned Hello World, like every other programming language. And then we went all the way to learning about Solidity events. After that, while learning about these concepts, we used Remix, which is a famous Ethereum developer environment to quickly prototype your smart contract. So you don't have to worry about like writing test cases or how to deploy your smart contract. You just have to solely focus on how your smart contracts work. And then we looked at Scaffold It, we checked out a project and we just decided to do the project and just to learn what has been learned so far. So that is version 1. Next is the agenda. So now that we went through the first one, what would be the agenda for today? So today is a very simple thing. We are going to be going through the first challenge from Scaffold 8. That is going to be going on for like at least up to 2 p.m. And if in the event we manage to finish challenge 0, we will then proceed to challenge 1, which is a bit more advanced. And following this pathway is really good because you're able to join a special community called the Build Guild, where it's really for builders like you guys. So without further ado, yeah, let's get started. Oh, before that, so I think I would also like to highlight here that I've created a special Slido for you guys to ask questions. So in the event you want to ask questions, right? You can actually wait. Let me just put in the code here for you guys to join. One moment. Slido. Okay. So 2140521, 2140521. Okay, so I'm going to be leaving this code to post questions here on Slido. So 2140521. If you guys have any questions, you can leave them here, and I'll try my best to answer it. So the next slide. Okay, so first thing that we can do is to go over to this website, speedrunethereum.com, and we're going to click on challenge 0. So I'm going to share my screen, and we can all do this together, right? Just do that real quick. Stop screen, present, share screen. Let me just open speedrun Ethereum. Okay. Oh, I have a bit of issue sharing my screen. Let me just try that again. Can we do stream yet? So are you all able to see the screen that's supposed to show speedrunethereum.com? Okay. Okay. I'm assuming you can see my screen. Let me just confirm that again. That is so weird. Okay, yeah, that's way better now. So I'm able to share my screen. So this is Speedrun Ethereum. Now we're going to go through the simple challenge of doing a simple NFT example. So in this challenge, we would create a simple NFT to learn basics of Scaffold 8. So I'm pretty sure most of you here are familiar with JavaScript. So we will use Hardhat, which is something a really famous development environment to be able to build smart contracts and also deploy it. And then we will use React to be able to play around with Ethereum components and things like that. So essentially, you're able to see like an application where you're able to mint NFT and transfer NFT. So without further ado, let's get started. Um, Now, obviously, right, the first thing to do is actually to, so I think some of you might have already cloned this repository. So what I'm going to do is, I will do it again. I'll show you guys again how to do it from scratch, so it's easier to follow that way. Now, what we do, I will open up a terminal here. Let me just try to bring it up to the other screen. Let's see if I can bring that up here. Okay. Just one moment. Okay. Okay, I need to use two screens. So okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do this from scratch, right? So I'll share my other screen, which is to show the terminal. Let me just do that. So wait, entire screen. I wanted to show the wait. I can't show my terminal. This one. Hmm. No.
You want?
Okay, wait. Let me try this again. Wait. Can you see my screen?
Nice.
Bagi tu.
You need to wait a moment and close the Wi-Fi a bit, right?
Can I actually view the okay. All right. So now we're going to do this one by one. So git clone HTTPS, then GitHub. Um, or I can just copy paste this. Why am I manually typing this? So I'm gonna copy paste. Then so we're going to git clone the repository first. So I'll first go to my documents. Then I would oops, clone this. So first thing to do is clone the repository. After that, we would then we would go into the directory here. So cd challenge. After we go into the site, then okay. So now CD is just it just means change directory, and then we want to once we're inside the directory, we would then want to switch the branch. So we do a git checkout and then challenge dash zero dash simple dash nft. Then after we go into the new branch, we would then call a command called yarn install. This would actually just install all the packages. So we do this, it will install the packages as usual. So this will take some time. I hope for some of you who are following through, you're able to follow through. As always, there's a questions. So we would come to question time soon. Okay, now that we have installed the packages, right? We will then be able to run yarn chain. Now, yarn chain is to actually okay. Let me just show you all what it means. Okay, so it will generate some accounts. It will generate some accounts for you guys, and then so these are like fake accounts that you can use to be able to use for development purposes. Now we are going to keep this terminal. We're not going to close the terminal. So what I'm going to do is let me just stop sharing this and start sharing again because I want to show the entire layout of all the terminals. So I'm going to minimize this and then I'll present entire screen. Uh, here. Okay. App icon window. Oop. Hmm. Okay, let's try to do this. So I'm going to just show the terminal one here, and I'm going to open a new one. Uh, Still cannot see you. Yo, Shenry.
Wait a moment.
Yeah.
You try
Try sharing again.
because now your sound is like hang a bit like
Okay, we're having a bit of technical difficulties, so let me try sharing my screen. Because that's one problem we seem to be having. Let me try this again. So present, share screen. Just still working only new tab. Hmm. She's supposed to be sharing entire screen, but then.
entire skin is all. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Seems to be working right now, but I don't know.
Waiting. Wait.
Okay, let's try something. What if I try to? Oh, I think I know why. Because of the stage manager. Uh, I guess again. See, cannot.
You need to wait.
Probably some MacBook problems. So okay.
You try show again the
What if I try to do this? So cannot. I do. Oh, oh, I think I found it.
okay.
Oh, damn. Okay, I minimize this, minimize all of this. How that works though? Okay, that is a lot of tabs. Okay,
Wait, no, no, it's
I'm gonna try this. Okay,
like cost and try.
which one? Stop sharing. Okay. It's fucking annoying here. Okay, try this now.
You want openly both, right? I think use the entire screen.
Should work now.
Hello, hello.
Nope. Okay. I try stream yet.
This side only show. This side only show. You share the screen. And then you click along. After that you cross. Waiting.
Seem to be having some technical issues. Okay. Note. Okay, we have to do it a bit manually right now. I think I need to like stop sharing one by one, and then I'll open up a new terminal. So just now we run yarn chain, right? Now we will try something else. Now we're going to open up a new terminal, and then we're going to go into the directory that we cloned just now. So we had yeah, this one, right? So we're going to go here, then we are going to yarn start. Now what this will does that what this does is it will start the front end. So we've already done this, right? Then now we're going to open up another terminal, and we're going to actually okay, I'll show you what command I'll issue to it. So I'm just going to do that right now. Okay, unfortunately, I can't share my entire screen. If not, I can show the different things that are happening in the screen, right? So maybe wait. Right. So wait, I want to show my entire screen, so cannot. Okay.
But just now camera.
Eh.
In place. You said.
Present, share screen. Yep, this one. We try running these two, and then this. Oh shit! So I already run this. Okay. I think it was yarn deploy. Yep. Okay, so so far what we have done is we have installed packages. We are running the yarn chain, which will generate some addresses for us. Yeah, so we are able to use those addresses for development purposes, and then we will start the front end using yarn start, and then we will deploy the contract using yarn deploy. Now let's take a look at how the app looks like, because it has already been live, right? So I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, so present subscreen. Okay, so this is a sample of how the page looks like after you deploy it, right? Then what we're going to do next is first thing we need to do is, okay, if you notice, right, now I have MetaMask wallet here, but if you're connected to the website using a MetaMask wallet, you have to disconnect it. So make sure it's like this, connect. It's not connected because we are going to be using temporary addresses to be able to test it out. So first thing we do is we grab some funds. Then you would see some funds here, right, at the top right, and then we would then use these funds to Um, okay. So before we go into how we're going to use these funds, I'm going to just show a bit of demo. Okay, now we notice that here the address is like 4321, right? Now what if you open an incognito tab and you, okay, I'm not sure if you guys can see my incognito tab or not, but I'll also share that. Let me try this again. So stop screen, present, share screen, and then I'll do the incognito. Now, just now the address was 4321, right? I mean, it was starting at 4321. Now, what if I open incognito tab and then like I enter localhost. So if you notice, the address at the top right would be different. It would not be 4321, it will be different, like 3906. So this just means that like each time you have like a separate browser with a different session, it will have like another address that is generated. So this is just an idea, just to give you an idea of like how we can sort of play around with different addresses. Now for this address also, because we're going to be using this like we're going to use these two addresses frequently, so I'm also going to grab funds from the faucet here. And what we're going to do is we are going to actually I want to show the screen side by side. So let's see if that works. So this would be I want to enter full screen, and then we would go to this other screen. Okay, then present, stop sharing this, then I would
You try one more time.
okay, seems like there is still an issue here, so it's fine. I would it's bad, man. Okay, it's fine. I'll stop sharing my screen and let's try this again. Um, okay. Okay. Right. Okay, so now this is one screen, right? And then now let's say we want to interact with the application. Now, what if we want to do things like let's say we want to mint an NFT, right? So let's say if I click mint NFT, it would you can start to see like your collectibles are showing up, right? So I think you should be able to see that on your site. Okay. So now, what if you want to transfer an NFT, right? So what we're going to do for the first few hours is just roughly interact with the functions that are available here. So we're going to mint another NFT just to just give an idea. Oh, I always prefer dark mode. Dark mode is nicer. Then we're going to mint the third NFT. Okay, so just now the address was okay, so this is 3906. Now what if you want to try with a different address? So like maybe 4321, right? We would, so I'll stop sharing my screen again. Um, okay, tell you what guys, I will give my laptop a restart. I think there might be a problem with my laptop, so I'll give it a restart, then I'll join back the live session. So for now, we let's take a break for like let's take a break for 5 minutes. So I'll stop the stream first, then I will join back again. So yeah, I think you guys can explore in the meantime. Yep. Um, for 5 minutes. Okay. Let's try that. Side leave studio. Okay, I'm back. Wait. Goodbye.
No, just got the sound. Just how.
Yeah, now got sound right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that I've restarted my PC, let's try to go through everything again. So now we're going to open up 3 different terminals. The first one, since you already did this yarn install, right? I would just skip and do yarn chain. And then here, we would also do the same thing. And then we would cd into this one. Then yarn start. So it's usually the chain first and start, after we would deploy it here. Okay. So I think usually after you run yarn start, right, it will show like a screen here. So after this, it will take a while to load. So we would cd into the one first. Then we deploy. Okay, so as you guys can see, right, there are a few things that's going on here. You know, this is when you run, after you run yarn chain, right, this will actually run like a local node on your PC. So you're able to actually see what are the things that's going on here. All the calls that are happening, each chain ID, get transaction by hash, and all these things, right? And then you would even say, like, if it's a each call, which one is being called to, right? Then, so this is your yarn start, right? This is the output here. Now, let's do a bit of fun stuff. So, let's say we want to okay, just now we've already minted NFT, right? But since we had a bit of issues, so we sort of like didn't really show that. Now let's try this again. So this is one browser. If I open another browser and I type localhost 3000, it should give me, like, you see the difference in addresses. There's 2 different addresses here. So now let's first grab funds from both of these faucet. Yeah. Okay, so we should have some funds. Let's try to mint some NFT. So I tried to, okay, I'll show you guys something really interesting. So I mean, like, maybe 2, 3 NFTs, right? And then maybe I want to transfer this Zebra NFT to like this account up here. So I just copy the address here first, and then I go back here, paste here, and I transfer. And NFT should appear here. There you go. So this is like a very simple example of like how you're able to transfer NFTs in between, right? This is just like interacting with the interface so far. Now, what if you want to do a bit more example? So let's say you don't want to do you don't want to like test it out using a button. You want to like debug the contract here. Then you go here. So let's say you want to transfer an NFT, right? So this one, okay, let's be a bit more specific, right? We go to, so this one, you want to transfer this NFT to this address. So what we do is, so this is the token ID. We go here, the token ID is 1. Then the address 2 is, you copy this one, you go back here. The address from is this one, sorry, this one. Then we go here, we paste here. Then we send the NFT. So there you go. So let's try to take a look again, right? If you go here, so the NFT has already been transferred, right? And that is one example of how you can debug with the contracts. Now this is pretty similar to how we would debug contracts on like Etherscan, for example, right? You go Etherscan. Then if we go to, let's say, so that we go to the verified smart contracts. So I go to smart contract search. Okay, I can't research the source code here straight up. So what we do, we go to verified contracts. We click on any one random contract here. So let's say you want to interact with the contract, right? You do something like maybe read contract, and then like okay, sometimes you're able to like connect your Web3 wallet. And wait, yeah. Yo, what's up? Oh, yeah. I'm doing like this online workshop here. Yeah, just like it's all online because no one joined physically. So yeah, just showing them how to do the Ethereum stuff lah here. Yeah, thanks. So yeah, where was I? Okay. Now here we're able to like debug the contracts, right? So IPFS is it's a way for you to like store content on the like decentralized storage kind of thing. So we are able to, you guys can definitely explore from this. Okay. Now that we have explored briefly, right? Okay, this is pretty much the UI part. Let's try to look at how the contract behind this works. So I'm going to open up my Visual Studio Code. Okay. So I'm going to open up the folder that we are currently interacting with, which is um, okay, this one. So we go to packages, we go to hard hat, we go to contracts, and then we see the collectible itself here, right? So usually your contracts will be stored under this. So this entire thing is the code for your NFT, right? So I think this one, as we went through briefly in the previous session, okay, you have your identifier, you have the version identifier here for Solidity. And after you're importing a few contracts here, ERC721, ERC7. So all of this ERC721 is actually the token standard for NFT generally. And then, so we won't go into too much of details into each of these. But what matters here is that we're calling the contract your collectible, and then we are just saying like there's ERC721 here, and then there's a few like other no. So each of these, right? When you import here, you're actually implementing it here, right? So that's what it essentially means. And then what else? So the name of the sorry, so essentially is your collectible. Now, what if we want to change this into something like maybe APU BCC, or we just call it BYOS? And we just give it like a simple symbol, right? Just put BYOS, and then like maybe we save this. Let's try to create like our own NFT collection in a bit, right? Using code from scratch. So we are able to mint the item. We are able to do a before token transfer function here. So here it mentions that the following functions are overrides required by Solidity. So we need to actually put this here. Okay. Now this is pretty much running through the code itself, right? What if now how do we deploy this contract? That's where the deploy script comes in. So we go to the deploy script here. Then here we are able to, so we have to actually put this. We need to import hard hat. Then we need to okay, we need to do all this stuff. So module exports, things like this. And then right, you would have to, okay, this is the deploy command. So this one again, I'm just going to call it BYOS. From deployer, the lock is true. Cons, your collectible. So I'm just call it the BYOS. Oh, and this one we do a. So I'll go into a little bit more deep in a while on like how this each of these things works. So this one we will leave it as it is. Okay, so I just call it BYOS. Okay. Right. So usually, right, you would adjust your contract here, and then you adjust the deploy script. You can also write test script. So this is something we will definitely explore more, because when you write smart contracts, right, you need to write test script to ensure that it passes a certain level of test before it gets like deployed. So let's try to let's try to do this, right? Okay. What if we want to? Okay, I'm assuming you all can see my screen. So okay, this one. Now maybe right, let's try to reset this. So we go here, yarn deploy. So we do what if you make changes to your smart contracts and you want to redeploy your smart contract? So you do dash dash reset. Okay, here it mentions you can't find the artifact BYOS, right? Now this just means that probably there is some issue that happened here in terms of like how we redeploy the thing. So let's go back here. Let's do a simple search. BYOS. Okay, we go here. Oh, we probably didn't edit it properly, I guess. Let's see. I did save it. Okay. Okay. Let's try to your collectible. Oh, Yep. So a minor problem here is that I forgot to change the name of the contract. So I'm just going to call it UI. Okay, then we go back here. Let's try this again. This time it should work. Um, there you go. So it deployed our new NFT. We're going to call it BYOS, right? So let's say if we go back to the website here and we're going to call it your collectibles. Let's see if I refresh. Let's refresh everything, right? So I cancel this also. Then I yarn start again. I cancel this. I yarn chain. Okay. Okay. Then if you're minting an NFT, okay, you're reading the gas price. Oh, we forgot to get some funds from the faucet, so we'll do that first. Then we'll try to mint NFT again. Okay, let's see what's the error here. So it seems like when we try to mint NFT, right, it says it cannot read properties of undefined, which is it's reading gas price. So let's try to see why that's the error. We go here, then we go to scripts. So I think this is a simple problem with how we determine the. There you go. So usually this is how it is when exploring. We need to go to the main function, and okay, this one. This one we would rename it to BYOS. Then uh, the main function is it's all the same thing. Now because we changed the name of the contract to BYOS, we also have to change this to BYOS. Now let's see whether it works or not. So I go back here. I try to let's try to build this again. By right, it should work. Okay, no, never mind. Let's try to stop this. What the hell? Okay. It's okay. We won't get into the details of this yet. So I'm just gonna redo everything first. So we would I'm just gonna do this. Okay. Okay. So, okay, this got 5 viewers. Yay. Okay. So let's mint a few NFTs, and then let's now try to deploy this thing. So let's go back to our VS Code. We go to our okay. Let's go to hardhat.config.js, which is probably here. Then we will change this to let's use Sepolia, and then we would okay. After we change here, right? Let's go back to here. Let's generate a deployer address dynamically. So you generate this. So we have this, right? This is the address we're going to use to deploy. Now let's say we want to like view even further, right? Be like I'll just show you another example. Okay, this one. So if I go here, um, Now, if you scan this QR code, you're actually able to get the address of your deployer, right? So far we generated this already. Now, we're going to get some funds to this address. Now, let me show you guys something really interesting. You can actually install an app in your phone called what's this? Punk Wallet. So it's not really an app. It's more like a web app, right? So I have some funds on my wallet. Let me just double check that. Okay. So I will share my screen as usual, so you guys can just take a look. So right now, right, we need to fund this deployer address. Um, okay. Wait. So we have this deployer address, right? I'm going to copy this. So I just copy this, and then we're going to. I'm going to do some screen mirroring. So you should be able to see the screen on my phone, I think. Then we go now. Let's say, right, if you go online, then you okay. So if you search like punkwallet.io, this is a really good hack. You're able to like just add this to your home screen. So you just do this. So this, it will appear here, right? Then you just go to Punk Wallet. Now I have some Sepulia 8 already inside. Um, then I would copy the two address here. So USD. So this one I just put like 45. Then I send this. So this would actually send some Sepolia funds to my local deployer address here on my laptop. So now that I've already done that, I can stop mirroring. Then I would okay. So we should have some Sepolia 8 on our account, right? How do we check that? Okay, I'll get to that in a bit. Let's say you want to check the details of account, you just do yarn account. It should show some Sepolia 8. So let's see. So, as you can see, there would be some Sepolia that is shown on my screen here. So this is the amount of Sepolia. Now, what we're going to do is, after this, we would okay. Let's try to deploy again, but this time we will deploy to Sepolia. So I would do a yarn deploy again. Okay, so here it mentions that our contract has already been deployed. Let's take a look at Sepolia testnet to see if this is true or not. So if you go to Sepolia, you can see here there is a transaction hash that shows that we have deployed our contract. So if you go here, right, if you go to contract, this is our collectible, the one that we deployed just a few seconds ago. Now, what if we want to okay, we want to actually show this in our front end because here now it's showing localhost, right? Maybe we want to show something like Sepolia. So what we do, we go to the code here, and then we go to packages, React app, and then SRC here. So we go to SRC. Let's see. Here, you can look for target networks. So I put this as Sepolia. Okay. Now, if you go back here, right? If you try to okay, after we change this, Mm, if I try to refresh this, it should show Sepolia here. Then, um, okay. Okay, now let's do something a bit more fun. I'm going to close this and then I'm going to open my other. Okay, let's now all the while we've been using temporary address, right? What if I want to connect my actual address? So I try to. So I can use my developer address. I switch to Sepolia. Um, then I mint an NFT. Okay, here it says I do not have enough funds. Now each time you do not have, oh yeah, because I don't have enough Sepolia aid, right? So what we can do here is let's try to send some Sepolia aid to my address here. So I go to. So I've already received some Sepolia aid. Okay, I still don't have enough. I do not have enough gas funds apparently. So I'm going to send everything that I have from my existing. Okay, let's try this out. So I'm actually directly sending it from my phone. I have some existing Sepolia 8 here. So it should take a while to reflect. Okay. Yeah, apparently I still don't have enough funds, so that's fine. Um, what we can do is we can go to the Sepolia faucet from Quick Note. We connect the wallet. Huh. Okay, it seems like okay. So in our front end here, it shows that they've got some ETH already, and but we're trying to actually okay transfer the NFT itself to the MetaMask that is available in our browser wallet here. Okay, that's fine. We can try something a bit more interesting. So let's say, okay, now that we have done all this, right? Let's try to actually build the front end. So try this. Search. Okay, so the project has been built. Next we have to do is next thing you have to do is actually upload this to search. Usually people upload this to IPFS or like S3 bucket. So okay, okay. So we've uploaded this to search. Now, what if we try to go to this? They're able to see the. So yeah, this is like your entire app that is built, like your dApp that you can actually upload to search. It is very lightweight, so we can actually use this. Okay, great. I think it's not allowed. It's not allowed. It's gonna be it first. Okay, so as you guys can see, just now we build the code base. And after that, we deploy using search right here. We use this command yarn search. So you see how easy it is to just publish just like that. So you can just go to this website, and then you're able to actually interact with the contract itself. Now, next thing to do is, remember I talked about test cases. Now, what if you want to test our contract, make sure it's working as expected? We just have to give a yarn test command, and it will check all the collectibles here. You check the test, make sure it's passing. So this will take a while usually. So let's just see how long this takes. Oh, and just to show you guys, you see the left side here, right? Actually, so it actually tell you like where the error occurs, right? Because you're running you just now you ran yarn chain, right? Here, so it's able to actually tell you the accounts and also like what are the transactions that happened here. Okay, this should be. So as you can see here, the test cases, the way it's defined is like should be able to mean an NFT, should track tokens of owner by index. Now let's just take a look at how this works, right? Let's go to the code here, and let's look at the test case. So here we define tests, and the first one should be able to mean an NFT. Let's take a look here. It should be able to mean an NFT, right? So what it does is it will actually debug here. So it will get a contract, and after that it will try to show that it's minting. This entire process, and then it will try to interact with the contract itself. The part where it interact with the contract is actually this part. So here, like it actually says my contract dot balance off, and then there's also like my contract dot mint item. Mint item, this one it actually relates back to your the way you define your contract. So if you go here, right, there's mint item here. So it will actually call your test case would call this contract, and it will actually get the details, and then it will try to interact with the contract. And if it passes, then it passes. So that's how the test case usually works. Now, next is the most interesting part. Usually, when you're a smart contract developer, right, or generally like with smart contracts in general, people want to make sure that you can get verified on like block explorers, so Etherscan or RBScan, BSC scan, because they want people to know this is the true source code to ensure the transparency is there. So this is why on Etherscan we have a section called verified smart contracts. So that is actually really helpful because let me show you all what's the difference between verified contracts and non-verified contracts. So if I go to verified contracts, I click on one of these examples here. If I scroll down, I take a look at this contract, I can actually see the source code. I can see what is going on here. I'm able to read into it. I can even see what are the security audits that it has went through. I can look at ABI, contract creation code, which we won't go much detail into. But how about normal smart contracts? Does it have the source code or not? Let's take a look at that. So if I go to latest transactions, so I go to contracts, and if I click on this, now this is an example of a contract that is not verified. Is this easy to read? Well, it's not. So that's why it's essentially better if you can get like verified contracts, right? Now let's take a look at how we are able to verify the smart contracts. Now let's go to developers here. So ideally you have to sign in first. Um, So let's say you want to actually get a API key, right? You go to API keys here. Let's create a new one just for demo purposes. Demo. For demo, we will actually copy this API key. We will go to this code here. Then we will go to packages hardhat package.json, which is under here. And then we would actually edit the API key. So this one, we put something like this one. Then, now, once we are ready to verify, right, let's try to verify our contract on Etherscan. So currently our contract, it's not verified actually, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's already verified because just now when we deploy it, I think it verified. I saw the green check mark, so that means that it could be verified. Let's try this again, right? If I try run verify, um, so if I try run verify dash dash yeah, oops, I spelled it wrong. Okay, what a command here. Um, Okay, as you can see here, it says it's already verified when we deployed our contract initially. So yeah, so basically, right. Let me show you guys what it means to be like how do you know for sure it is verified or not? So of course there is like the difference between the green check mark or not, the difference whether you can see the source code or not, right? Now if we were to search the contract address for this, so this one, I go here. Oh, this is this address. So I need to search for the transaction hash. Okay. Oh, my bad. Apparently we are on the mainnet, so I need to go to Sepolia testnet. Search here. If I go to this contract here, there is a green check mark. This means that the contract is already verified. So that's a good thing. Okay. So yeah, now let's try something a bit more interesting. So I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar with OpenSea. Let's try to go to their testnet. So OpenSea does have a testnet. Um, let's try to search that. So if I search for the account here, right? Um, Okay, that's a bit weird because it's shown here, but for some reason it's not shown on OpenSea's testnet. So if I try to Let me try to show that. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. So we have actually briefly went through like how to run through scaffold 8. We have briefly went through how to deploy, and we briefly went through how to like run test cases and things like that, right? Let's. Okay. So I think now that we have somewhat done it, we can actually just copy this thing, and we can actually submit as a. So we go to speed on Ethereum, actually submit the challenge. So you go to. So once you guys have done all this part, you can just submit the challenge here. Um, Call this. So for the Etherscan contract URL, you can just use the contract URL that you deployed, right? So if you go to the contract here, now this is the one that we deployed just a few minutes ago, right? We can just copy this entire thing and we put it here. We should be able to submit this. Yeah. So that is one challenge down. Let's try something a bit different. So we're going to go to this time, let's try to do a decentralized staking app. But before that, let's take a 10 minutes break. We'll be back around 1:35. Then we can try to do this challenge number one, which is a decentralized staking app. It's a bit interesting because you'll actually be able to write a contract, not really from scratch, but you have something like basic to work on. So yeah, see you guys at 1:35. All right, we're back, guys. So what we're going to do is for today's for the next half an hour, we're just going to go through roughly like what we can explore with for the next next half an hour maybe. So I'm just going to share my screen again, and then just real quick. Okay, so far we've already covered this thing, right? Which is the challenge zero, which is like running your simple NFT. So what we got next thing we're going to focus on is a decentralized staking app. So essentially, like the idea here is you want to build as a contract that can collect it from numerous addresses using a payable stake function, and you want to be able to keep track of the balances. Then after some deadline, if it has at least some threshold of it sends it to an example external contract and triggers the complete action, sending the full balance. If not enough it is collected, it allows users to withdraw. Then we will also be building the front end, and then we will also be deploying the dApp, like what we use. We can use Surge, right? Like what we mentioned just now. So, okay, what we're going to do is we will just do like the first half, and then the continuation we will actually continue with like this the BYOS session, which is like after this. So first thing first, we will clone. So we will create a completely new repository. So I'm going to close all this, right? I just close all this. Okay, this one also we're going to close. So usually just now when we first started, we opened 3 terminals, right? So that's what we're going to do here also. Uh, okay. So we go into the directory, and then we check out into the branch, and then we would run yarn install. Okay. After that, okay, we let this install first. Now after we do this, let's go to the smart contract that for this new C project. So I go. Okay, so let's build this out, right? Collect funds in a payable stake function and track individual balances with a mapping. Okay, so we would call function stake. So we're going to collect funds in a payable stake function and track individual balances with a mapping. Make sure to add a stake address UNT2 when ready for the front end list display. Okay. Um, so we're going to collect funds. Okay, so before we actually going to edit the smart contract, I think we need to first deploy all this first. So here we run yarn chain. Um, so this is your front end for the first challenge. Now we need to add a new functions, some new functions, right? So first thing we do is, now we want to do staking. So we're going to edit. So this is the main smart contract file. Now the first thing we want to do is collect funds in a payable stake function and track individual balances with a mapping. So we added a function called stake. We define it as public, and then we say that this is a payable function. Then we need to be able to track individual balances using a mapping, right? So if you guys remember initially, or generally about like how dictionary works. So if you go to like this thing here, okay, this mapping. So okay, this thing. Oh, so this mapping, you're supposed to actually define it here. Then you also want to be able to track a constant threshold at 1 ether, right? So we're just going to put this first. Um, okay, so we will now write our stake function and test it with the debugs contract tab in the front end. So let's see. Okay, let's try to build this function. So I will type function. Um, So one good way of knowing how to do events is we go to Solidity by example, and let's take a look at how we did it in our previous session. So here we actually had to define an event beforehand, and then we need to emit here. So let's say we want to define an event up here, right? We call this event stake. Then for this stake, we're accepting an address, the index address of a sender, and then the amount, right? So here we just have to do this. So this is our stake function, and then we go back to this part here. Okay, now time for us to debug the function, see whether it works or not, right? Okay, how to do that, right? It's okay. We are going to redeploy this. Alright, let's see if it actually works if I don't redeploy this. So I go to contracts. Okay, so I need to redeploy it, right? I'll just stop this. Then I would yarn chain. I'll stop this also. Yarn deploy. I'll do the same here. Yeah. As you can see, I've created a new function called stake, and I'm able to actually interact with it here. Now, what if I want to stake? So I got some funds first, right? And then I try to stake like 8, then I send. And if you go to your staker UI, okay, so it's not showing here. Mm, so where did the money go? Let's try this again. Okay, it seems like the balance of the staker contract. Okay, it's supposed to go up when you stake. Let's see if it goes up or not. The staker contract. So if I copy this, if I go here, let's try something. All right. Maybe what if we try to debug contract? I try to put 5 send. Okay, so tell you what, let's try to sum it up here for now. What we're going to try is maybe for the next BYO session, we would go through this again. At that point, I would already have like a proper like contract implementation, so we can definitely explore that more. So what I suggest you guys to do is, for whoever who's watching, try to actually do this challenge one, decentralized staking app. Just go through the instructions here, in terms of how you can stake, and of course in terms of how you can implement a function. Because right now what we're trying to do is, in this staker contract, we want to actually edit this function, create a new function called stake, and we want to stake and then like return the value back to the front end. So that is the challenging part for now. If we are able to implement that, it will be a good start, and then we can definitely explore more of this. So I think that should be it for now for today. So ideally, you guys should have already completed challenge 0, and in challenge 1 you should be able to at least run the interface, the front end, and then you should be trying to you should be trying to edit the smart contract. So yeah, I think that will be all for the BYOS session today. So in terms of next steps, let's see. Let me also share my slides. Okay, so okay, so this should sum it up for now. So what you guys can do is you can continue the other scaffolding challenges, and then you can DM us in the general channel of the APUBCC Discord to know more info about hackathons or other opportunities, or even if you have questions about the code itself, right? We will definitely take it from there. So for today, I think thank you very much for joining us. Let's take a look at Slido and see if any of you have posted any questions or not before we wrap up the session today. You see. just stop sharing my screen. Okay, how to?
You need to sign off.
I think I signed in already.
You need to sign off. Yeah. Login.
Don't think there's any questions too. Okay, never mind. All right, so there's no questions for today. Okay, so we are done for today, guys. So I'll see you all for the next BYOS session. Thank you very much for joining us today, and yeah, have a great weekend. Bye. Okay.